Là les amis, je vais avoir le droit chaque année je crois. Chaque édition. Oh là là. Ça veut pas déhooker là-haut. Pourtant tout est clean. Celui-là il est clean. Celui-là je suis monté avec. Et tu vois celui-là il est clean, je vois pas pourquoi il déhooke pas. Il n'y a pas de raison, j'ai perdu l'antenne VHF. Putain. Ah oui c'est toujours aussi beau hein. Et ça fait toujours aussi peur. Je sais pas quoi vous montrer, je veux surtout pas perdre le téléphone. Voilà le bateau.
It's Sunday the 12th of January in the Vendée Globe, the skipper's 63rd day at sea. And as we saw there, Roman Atanasio went up the rig to try and sort a problem with his Jenica, which is unable to unhook at the moment. He was unsuccessful and so is going to have to do that again when he gets into some calms in a couple of days' time. We then hear from Conrad Coleman, who's had a bit of a spruce up in the South Atlantic, getting rid of his beard, and then a resigned-sounding Yoann Richomme, who I think is accepting that he's in second place and he's not going to be able to catch Charlie Dalin at the front. We then take a look at the tracker, the leaderboard and PredictWind routing options for Sam Goodchild, and this battle for fourth place is quite incredible and going to continue, it seems, all the way back to Les Sables d'Olonne. And then we hear from Denis Van Weynbergh, who may be at the back of the fleet, still approaching Point Nemo, but very much enjoying his trip.
Hey, so last time you saw me hiding under this Perspex bubble, I was cruising along in the middle of a depression, and now, well, things have changed a bit. I'm going around an anticyclone, and I'm no longer running for my life, and I can tell you, it feels amazing. After going through, well, around Cape Horn, past the Falklands with that crazy last kicking, I've just melted into a puddle, basically. I just feel like my mind and body have completely... So I'm at 43 degrees south now, so that's almost out of the roaring 40s, and it's like breaking out of winter and into spring. So with the change of season, it's time for a change of look. Now stupidly, I didn't bring a mirror with me, so I've got my Kevlar scissors here, so that could be dangerous, but it's time to make the beard go away. No mirror, but I don't think I missed any spots. But this is exciting. So, new ocean, new me. I'm feeling refreshed. Got this pot of warm water, hot water. Yes, which is exciting because it's finally warm enough outside for me to get warm water all over me, and hot. And that's a big step up from how I have been showering and doing hygiene on board, which is using these sort of special wilderness or camping wipes, and those are basically sort of grown up. There you go, my scissors. Oh, we're heeling over a lot. Oh, are we going to wipe out? Yes, we are. Okay, that's exciting. I'll be back. Okay, excuse me. I currently have the big Jenica, the J3 stay sail, and the full main up, and so I have every stitch of sail that I can find to put up in these conditions. And that's because the wind is quite unstable. It's sort of between 12, sometimes it gets as low as 9, and now it's 19 knots of wind. And I'm trying to go sort of VMG to go around this anticyclone and head northwards. And the sea state is still a little bit lumpy, and so even though the wind is variable, the sea state makes it challenging to go forwards smoothly, and sometimes we just sort of run into a wave and then the boat overpowers and falls over, and it gets exciting and the sails flap for a little bit, and then you use the sheets and you get the boat back up on its feet and away it goes. So No major dramas, but it's exciting. This is cool. This is not only is this exciting to have a shower, but this is exciting to be doing well in the fleet again. I'm really happy. I took a great western option up going up by the Falklands and put some miles on the guys behind, and then because I was the first to turn the corner around the ice gate, well, I'm making gains as well on those behind. Now as the carrots in front of me are of course Tanguy-le-Tocqué and Benjamin Ferré, and it's going to be a tough battle with them as we go up towards Brazil. Basically it's just one long drag race on starboard, so I've already got everything stacked on this side, so that job's already done. And we'll be going from the A3 sort of in this deeper downwind mode to then the code 0 and just reaching all the way up north. So looks like many of the pitfalls that have befallen the boats in front of us are not laying in wait for us. Famous last words. There's no wood on this boat. I can't touch wood. But anyway, the routing looks relatively simple, so just got one big long drag race in front of us. So let's get cracking.
Hey, good morning, Yoann. How are you?
I'm well. I've just woken up, so I'm a bit sleepy.
And how are the conditions just now, and what's ahead today?
Well, conditions are a little bit rougher than I would have thought. Since yesterday, we had been expecting about 25 knots of wind, and it went up to 34, 33, 34. So it was a bit rough, and the sea state is pretty rough. Yeah, we got two different swells, so the boat slams a lot, takes off and slams a lot. So, but I did manage to be happy with that, and yeah, everything is fine on board. I'm happy to be going around the corner of the restricted zone at the Azores, and then I'll have a bit more freedom with my route, and yeah, then we're on our way to the high pressure around Europe.
And tell us, how is this, the loss of a sail, how is that going to impact you between now and the finish?
Can you repeat?
I'm just asking how the loss of your sail, how that's going to impact you between now and the finish.
I don't think it should impact me that much, the loss of the sail. I didn't have a look at it, really. I mean, I'm just going day by day, pretty much. Yeah, there's a bit of a light patch where I could have needed it, but it's easily replaceable with a fractional zero, so it's not that big of a loss. It'll be alright. It'll be alright for me. I mean, anyway, thinking of catching up Charlie is very tough. I don't see it happening, so to me I'm just sailing as fast as I can, and we'll see what happens with him, but I think it's a far dream.
At the front it's pretty much as you were, with Charlie Dalin leading the charge from Yoann Richomme, and as we heard, he's sounding pretty resigned to what the situation is. 133 miles is a big gap with just 661 nautical miles until the finish line. And while he has closed the gap a little bit, if we look forward 24 hours in the weather forecast, we can see that there is more breeze to the east, which is going to favour Dalin. And Seb Simon there safely in third place, so it looks like the podium, barring any major mechanical breakdowns on the yachts, is pretty much set. The same cannot be said for the battle for fourth place though, with Sam Goodchild and also Jeremy Bayou side by side battling for fourth and fifth, and just behind them is Paul Milhat. And then we've got three more converging yachts. Out to the east, we've got Nico Lundven, and to the west, we've got Thomas Rouillon, who's got the problems with his J2, which was shredded, and then Boris Herrmann, who had to go up the rig to sort out the problem with his halyard hook. And behind that, we've got pretty much on our own Justine Metreau, but then three more converging yachts out to the east. We've got Benjamin Dutroux, and then Sam Davies and also Clarice Kramer coming in from the west. So this is a hugely dynamic situation. Just a bit further south, we have got the group from 14th onwards, and leading the charge in this, the tip of the arrow, is King Jean Le Cam, who is the leading daggerboard boat. They've got a easier run of this South Atlantic than the group ahead of them had, and they've actually got favourable winds as opposed to the upwind conditions and the tricky sea states we saw before. We've got in this group Roman Atanasio, who we saw going up the rig to try and sort the problems with the locked halyard that he's got, and that he's going to have to go up the mast again. Also in this group we've got Damien Seguin and Giancarlo Pedote, and also, of course, Conrad Coleman, who we heard from earlier as he had his shave for the new ocean. A bit further back around Cape Horn, still in the Pacific Ocean as well, we first of all got in the South Atlantic by the Falkland Island, Eric Berlion, who's had to head in for repairs. Next around Cape Horn should be Oliver here on Tutgut, and he's making his way across the Pacific at the moment. And then right at the back, we've got Denis Van Weynbergh, who we will hear from shortly. The leaderboard at 0600 hours UTC shows us that Charlie Dalin and Yoann Richomme almost inseparable in speeds over the last 24 hours. 0.01 of a knot difference between the two, but the instantaneous speed of Dalin is much higher, showing just how that breeze to the east is staying stronger, and so he should be able to separate out even more from Richomme. Seb Simon there safely in third, but 800 miles behind, and with Dalin only having 661 nautical miles to the finish, I think that's where they're all going to sit. And is this battle for fourth, which is incredibly intense. We can see there Sam Goodchild is currently just over 2 miles ahead of Jérémy Bayou, with Paul Milhat now 60 nautical miles further back. Nico Lundven nearly 200 miles behind Paul Milhat after that eastern option for both of them. Thomas Rouillon a little bit hampered by that lack of the J2, and Boris Herrmann getting back up to speed after the problems he's had with that hook. And then Justine Metreau rounds out the top 10. The PredictWind routing option for Sam Goodchild, compiled by sailworld.com's New Zealand editor Richard Gladwell, show a far more western route as they cross the equator and head into the North Atlantic. It's here they're using an easterly breeze which makes its way across, which is the trades, and this is relatively strong out to the west. But then you start to get the influence of the deep depressions that make their way across the Atlantic this time of year. And as they come up to the latitude of the Azores, we can see those greys, which are the extremely strong winds. Thankfully a bit further north at the moment, but it is early days. These could be very strong indeed for them as they make their way towards Les Sables d'Olonne and the finish line towards the end of January.
Hello everybody, what is the feeling after 61 day on the sea, on the ocean? It's really good. Sometimes it's a little bit long because we make a lot, always a little bit the same thing, but it's like that. We have two beautiful goals for the moment. It's Nemo Point and then Horn, the Cap Horn. It's really challenging for me. It's really a good goal. It's true that I was not far from Fabrice and Manu, and now they have good speed because they are a little bit downwind, and I'm still upwind and not with a good speed and front in the wave, and it's not really funny, but it's like that. It's sailing. I know I can make another thing in another day, and I see that the first competitor, the first sailor, will be arrived in Sables d'Olonne. It's really amazing what they did. It will be a great arrival for the first, the second, and the third. And I think that the podium is really beautiful because they make a beautiful race and amazing performance. Always, they're pushing always the limit. For me, they are really extraterrestrial. It's not the same sailor like me. it's really not a different world. And for the next hours and next day, I still have upwind until the north of the Arctic zone, and then I cross the finger to have some downwind and I can have more good speed, and then go to Nemo Point, and then after that to Cape Horn, and that's really in my mindset, really enjoy for me, because it's really challenging and really motivation, really good motivation. And yeah, we have a lot of little pleasure on board. It's when it's sunny, when you take some chocolate, when you take a good coffee, when you have a good rest. That's the little good moment, because we know that we are in the part in the world. It's really isolated, but it's like that, and we try to do the best and to go away.
Thank you very much for watching today. We're going to continue bringing you the latest news from sailing, and please do take a look at our GJW Direct Bloody Mary report from yesterday. The video is on this channel. And do subscribe using the button down here, and take a look at sailworld.com and yachtsandyachting.com for all the latest news from the world of sailing.